Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with more RWBY. This is Volume 3, Chapter 8, Destiny, and I felt like the last two episodes were really fascinating. We got so much more lore about the maidens, the seasonal maidens, and how Cinder took half of the Fall Maiden's power. Or I assumed it was half. I guess it could have been a different percentage. Pyrrha could be the next Fall Maiden. I don't know what happens to the power that was taken by Cinder. If she becomes the next Fall Maiden, will she only get half of the next, half of the power, or what? But yeah, really excited to continue. Let's get started. Did I turn on the sound? I did. Bow, bow.
This video presented by the new movie Laser Team. Get tickets now at laserteamthemovie.com. Stay tuned for more info after this video.
Never even heard of this movie until watching RWBY. Dun, dun. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. And we also need to see what happens with Yang. She's been framed. I don't know if... I'm hoping she'll be cleared soon. Maybe by the end of this season, the volume. Interesting that Team Juniper is like with them in that circle and then they like fall apart. Huh.
I'm sorry, but you've left us with no choice.
But he attacked me!
Video footage and millions of viewers say otherwise.
But Yang would never do that. Yeah.
You all seem like good students. And the staff here at Beacon are fully aware that you would never lash out the way you did, under normal circumstances. What I believe, and hope this to be, is nothing more than the result of stress and adrenaline. When you're out on the battlefield, your judgment can become clouded in an instant. Sometimes you see things that simply aren't there, even after the fight is past.
But I wasn't...
That's enough! The sad truth is, whether it was an accident or an assault, it doesn't matter. The world saw you attack an innocent student. They've already drawn their own conclusions, and it's my job to inform you that you're disqualified.
I mean, I assumed as much, but I don't.
You guys believe me, right?
Duh! You're hot-headed, but not ruthless.
I'm glad. Blake? Blake? It's hard to deny what you see with your own eyes. But come
I
on.
want to believe you.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Oh. Come on.
How can you say something like that? Yang would never lie to us.
I had someone very dear to me change. It wasn't in an instant, it was gradual. Little choices that began to pile up. He told me not to worry. At first they were accidents, then it was self-defense. Before long, even I began to think he was right. This is all just very familiar. But you're not him. And you've never done anything like this before. So, I want to trust you. I will trust you. But first, I need you to look me in the eyes and tell me that he attacked you. I need you to promise me that you regret having to do what you did.
I saw him attack me, so I attacked back.
gonna rest up. We'll get out of your hair.
This is a mess.
Is she doing okay?
Man.
She's
Aw.
doing the best she can.
Team
I heard
Juniper.
Mercury and his team rushed back to Haven to be with his family. So, until they land, no one can really question him about what happened.
If there's anything we can do, please don't hesitate to ask.
They know she
Alright
didn't
then.
do it either, right?
If that's the case, Pyrrha? You be sure to win one for Beacon, okay?
It's what Yang would want.
I'll do my best.
She's under so much pressure,
I'll be sure
just
to watch
outside
today
of
in case you're picked.
the tournament.
Sorry, but I think I've had enough fighting for 1 year.
Ditto.
For a year.
Coffee?
Tea.
Man, this is so screwy. They need to clear
You heard
her
the
at
lady. No
some point.
more moping around.
Oh my god, Nora.
We gotta get your butt in shape for the big fight. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be the most important fight of your entire life.
Oh my god.
Nora's right.
Please do
Can't let
nothing
your
to the
concern for Yang hold you back. You need to focus. You'll be defending the honor of Beacon Academy.
Of course.
This blend of herbs and vegetables is filled with nutrients vital to your body's well-being.
Oh,
Oh.
that's...
Please, there's no need to thank me.
Thank you. Ugh, that looks like slime from a lake bed.
Algae contains numerous spectacular properties. See for yourself.
You mean it is slime from it? Oh my god. Aw.
What is wrong with you?
Aw.
You're the one that wasted perfectly good juice.
We're supposed to help Pyrrha, not poison her.
There was absolutely nothing wrong with that.
If it looks the same coming up as it does going down, then there's something wrong.
Hey, how about we all get some fresh air?
This is like life-changing stuff.
Hey there, firecracker.
Like,
Hey, Crow.
she has to be cleared at some
So-
point.
Why'd you do it?
Come on.
You know why.
All I know is that you attacked a helpless kid. So either you're lying, or you're crazy.
I'm not lying.
Crazy. Got it.
Who knows? Maybe I am.
And here I thought your dark-haired friend was the emo one.
I saw my mom.
Oh, it was her mom. Okay, that makes sense.
I was in a lot of trouble. Took a pretty hard hit. But when I came to, the person attacking me was gone. And I thought I saw... her. Her sword. Like the one in you and Dad's old picture.
Oh.
You're not crazy, Yang. That was your mom, all right. Let me guess. She didn't say a word, did she?
How did you know that?
I don't see my sister very often, but she does try to keep in touch. Whenever it suits her.
Wait, you mean you talked to her? That was real?
Yeah, she found me. Had a tip from my most recent assignment, and wanted me to give you a message.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I was trying to wait for the right time, and this sure ain't it. But I guess you deserve to know. She wanted me to tell you that she saved you once, but you shouldn't expect that kindness again.
What?
Raven's got an interesting way of looking at the world that I don't particularly agree with.
Raven?
She's dangerous. But you're a tough egg, kiddo. Shouldn't let this tournament thing get you down. You had a slip up. Sometimes bad things just happen. I say it's time you move on.
Move on to what?
It happened like today.
Well, Raven let some info slip before she took off. If you ever want to track her down, I think I might be able to help.
Fall.
Hey! It's no green goop, but I think it still might do some good.
Right. Thank you, Jean.
He can tell she's going through something.
Come on, men. Let's go back to the fairgrounds. I'll leave you another stuffed animal.
Nice reading the situation, Nora.
You were the first person to ever believe in me. You know that? Even when I told my parents I was going to Beacon, they told me not to worry if I ended up having to move back home. How depressing is that?
I'm sure they didn't mean...
Oh. Oh.
I guess I'm just trying to say that you've always been there for me, even when I didn't deserve it. And I can tell there's something on your mind, so I don't know. How can I help?
You're already doing it.
Aww. She just straight up dropped the cotton candy.
Jean. I don't know what to do.
What do you mean?
Do you believe in destiny?
I don't know. I guess that depends on how you view it.
When I think of destiny, I don't think of a predetermined fate you can't escape, but rather some sort of final goal, something you work towards your entire life.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that, sure.
Well, what would you do if something came along that you never expected? Something that had the potential to stand between you and your destiny.
Like what?
Or what if you could suddenly fulfill your destiny in an instant, but at the cost of who you were?
Pyrrha, you're not making any sense.
Ooh.
None of it makes sense. This isn't how things were supposed to happen.
I'm sorry. Please, I'm just trying to understand what's wrong.
I've always felt as though I was destined to become a huntress, to protect the world. And it's become increasingly clear to me that my feelings were right. But I don't know if I can do it.
Of course you can. The Pyrenicos I know would never back down from a challenge. And if you really believe it's your destiny to save the world, you can't let anything stand in your way. Pyrrha?
Stop.
Did I say something wrong?
Stop!
Oh.
John!
Ow.
I'm sorry.
Pyrrha, wait! What did I say?
Oh man. That guy's face looks funny.
RWBY, how you going?
Hi, Velvet. What are you up to?
Oh, you know, just working on my photography. Do you want to see?
That's better.
Better?
I'm sorry to hear about your sister. Is she doing okay?
Yeah, she's fine. Thanks.
I think it's just awful what people are saying about her. Getting such a nice person.
Huh. Well, I'm glad someone thinks so.
Most people don't know what it's like on the battlefield. I mean, even experienced fighters can get scared and start seeing things. If it happened to Coco, it can happen to anyone.
Coco?
Coco.
Yeah.
She swore she saw Yatsu with her in the forest during the fight with Emerald and Mercury, but he never even made it out of the Geisa fields. Stress-induced hallucinations, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh. They used that ability before. I don't know. It's not enough to connect the dots, though.
Emerald's here?
That's really suspicious. And good eyesight, seeing her from the other side of the stadium. She might put this together faster than I thought.
All right, it's now time to begin the randomization process for our next fight.
And there he is.
Mercury?
It looks like our first contender is Penny Polendina from Atlas.
Penny.
What are you doing?
And her opponent will be Kira Nikos from Vegas.
Penny versus Pyrrha.
No.
Ooh, polarity versus metal. That could be bad.
Oh crap. They're in control of everything. Oh, Penny. Pyrrha's not in a good state of mind for this. Is that the end of the episode? Oh my god. They told Mercury to stay back, but I guess stay back means go fight RWBY without her weapon. Velvet. With their camera. I'm so invested at this point. So that one is... I already forgot her name. Yang's mom. Who's also Crow... Who's also Crow's sister? Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Huh. Crow's sister, but RWBY still refers to him as uncle because... But it's not blood-related uncle? Yeah, it's not. Because it would be Yang's mother's brother. Okay, got it. Oh, man, this episode was intense. I mean, first with... I mean, this is possibly a life ruiner. Because everybody thinks she assaulted someone for no reason. I mean, that can end people's lives, honestly. Like, public perception could be so important. I mean, I guess as a huntress, she doesn't really answer to the public, but still, everybody... I mean, she's famous enough to be on TV. I mean, this is, like, these fights are broadcasted, so it's a bad situation. I don't know if it'll ever get wiped from the minds of people unless it comes out that it was faked. But Velvet mentioned something about their team's fight, and how they saw something different as well. So RWBY is possibly putting all together all the pieces, especially since now she saw Mercury walking like nothing happened. She saw Emerald still in the stadium, which seems odd. I don't know why they would be acting out in the open like that, unless she wasn't out in the open and Emerald just made her see her out there to draw her away. That's what happened, isn't it? She made RWBY see Emerald so that she would go and try to find out what was going on, which led her to Mercury, which is going to lead to this fight. But when Blake wasn't sure whether or not to believe Yang, and Yang started tearing up, I mean that hit doubly hard for me, just because Yang has been there for her, trying to get her to relax and take it easy for a bit. and she's been really kind to her, so it was extra rough to see that happen. But I do understand with her backstory, I believe she's talking about Adam, that he just made excuses and things like that. But yeah, that must have been really painful to have the people closest to you not even be sure if whether or not to trust you. I feel so bad for Yang right now. It has to come out at some point, otherwise it could possibly be a life ruiner. And I hope even after it comes out that people don't still think of her that way. I mean, for the whole thing to make sense, Mercury would have to be shown on screen somewhere in public with his leg perfectly fine. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen at any point. I'm glad Blake chose to believe her, but it was still painful. Team Juniper seems to fully understand that, or fully, I don't know. They're not blaming her for it, at the very least. This is so sad, honestly. And I mean, this is just a sad episode in general. We see Pyrrha struggling with so much as well. Struggling with balancing whether or not to become this Fall Maiden. And now she's got to fight Penny, who is incredibly powerful from what we've seen so far. I mean, RWBY was in shock at how powerful she was. So I don't know who would win in this case. And I mean, she did. Freaking Nora! I gotta listen to this again. She's just like, oh my god, freaking Nora.
You heard the lady. No more moping around.
Pyrrha's face. Nora is just so energetic all the time, and 1000 and tilt. She's great. They did seem to put a smile on her face for a bit and distract her from "please do nothing to the cook." Oh, that's a play on the "please kiss the cook" or something. I think that's just a common saying, right? He's just like, "Please do nothing to me." That's funny. But yeah, her team has a good way of cheering her up, keeping her in a good mood. But yeah, she's struggling through a lot, and Crow clearly doesn't believe her. I don't know. It feels like there should be more background checks done into these kids, because what school are Neptune, Mercury, and Cinder even supposed to be a part of? Or what? I don't know. It just seems weird that nobody realizes what they are and who they are. I mean, Crow saw them face to face. He fought them face to face. Or, I don't know. He should realize who they are. Unless he does, I don't. Unless he's letting this happen, but then he wouldn't let Yang believe that this really was happening to her. Oh, man. This is a depressing episode, but I'm so invested. And, Pyrrha... Jean came to check up on her. Nora read the situation and quickly fled to let them have their own time together and, I don't know, try to cheer her up. It's so interesting because she has this huge, monumental decision to make, but she's still also just a teenager. Like, you saw as soon as Jean put his hand on hers, she straight up just dropped the cotton candy. You've never seen her off guard ever, or lose her cool ever, but she's still just a teenager. She's a kid, essentially. And I mean, she has to go through so much right now. And Jean, what was it exactly that he said? He'll do anything to protect the world, which, I mean, that pushes her towards doing...
Things were supposed to happen.
That pushes her towards being the Fall Maiden.
I'm just trying to understand what's wrong.
I've always felt as though I was destined to become a huntress, to protect the world. And it's become increasingly clear to me that my feelings were right. But
so, wait. So is she saying that if she becomes the Fall Maiden, she won't be a huntress? Is that the case? Can you be both a huntress and a maiden? Because I guess the maiden is supposed to like lay low and just be a secret, whereas huntresses kind of act out in the open and attack Grims and the like, protect the world. It feels like they run. I'm not sure if they run counter to each other or if you can be the same at the same, like be both of them at the same time. But it seems like a decision between, I feel like I need to be this huntress who protects the world, or I need to be the fall maiden who protects the world. And Jean, I don't know.
I don't know if I can do it.
Of course you can.
Or it could also be about the fact that she has to give up her own, possibly give up her own, I mean, she would be transferring the Fall Maiden's identity and power into herself. And she might lose a part of herself or become someone different. And, I mean, this is just the worst possible time for Jean to possibly show his feelings for her, because she's not sure who she'll be if she becomes the Fall Maiden. She doesn't know what her feelings for Jean will be. She doesn't know so much. I mean, it's just, she's leaving so much up to chance at this point by, I don't know. It's a rough situation. If you had the decision to save the world, but you might not be you anymore, would you do it? I suppose in many cases some people would. If I could postpone it, if I could be like, oh, just wait until I'm like 90 and then I'll do it, then fine, sure. Like, I don't mind. But she's got a full life ahead of her. She's a teenager. She's a baby. Pyrrha is Babby. And the idea of losing everything so that she can protect the world is a hard decision for any kid to make. Yeah, I think that's it. Not so much the choice between Hunter and Maiden. Dang. I feel really bad for... Wait, why is it... Just play, not unmute. And she kind of loses it here because she can't... She lashes out a little bit. She can't... Yikes. I mean, good for Jean being able to take that hit. I assume he's perfectly fine. He just gets up. But, man. Have we seen characters cry before on this show? The animation's not bad, but Pyrrha and Yang both in one episode. Man. And we have Velvet taking pictures. We got the information that Emerald used that power before. I'm hoping that with seeing Mercury, Ruby understands what is going on now. We don't even have the full scope yet, I don't think. So I don't think she has the full scope, but she understands something is very, very screwy. And that they're being duplicitous and deceptive for reasons that she doesn't understand yet. Has she she's laid eyes on Cinder before in that brown vest thing, and she's also seen Cinder when she like planted that thing in the that USB or whatever in that thing that has a chess piece. So she fought her that night, but she didn't make the connection. They look like you can... I don't know how you don't make that connection. But yeah, very I feel like looking back on it now, it's very, very clear that Emerald made herself be seen like this to draw Ruby away. And possibly only be seen by Ruby. Because if anybody else saw her here, they'd be like, why aren't you with Mercury and everybody else and her team back in Atlas, I want to say? I forget where they pretend they're from. But I think she used her powers to make Ruby see this, to draw her away. And now they also mentioned polarity versus someone metal. So, I mean, they have a good read on who Penny is, which I didn't know they knew about. It's supposed to be a secret. I mean, obviously I guess they did something. They got information. They hacked that information, so I'm assuming they know everything. So they're about to make their big play, and we're about to see how it all plays out and how it all connects. But man, in case you can hear that, that's my dad blowing his nose through. It's like with like 50 feet away, and he's like has a closed door, so he's super loud. Anyway, wow. Definitely want to see what's about to happen here. Frickin' Mercury. She realized something's up.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah. She realized something's up. Oh, this cheering moment with Nora and Ren. Yay. That was really cute. But alright. Not looking forward to... I'm so invested, but I also really, really hate how kind of painful watching this is. I just want everything to work out for everybody. But we'll see. Alright guys, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. I will see you next week with more. Leave a like, it really helps the channel. We're 1 week ahead over on Patreon. Alright, bye friends.